Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is our second lesson in measurement. And I do have to say, I know that this is very challenging when I'm not there to show it to you. But if you have available the rulers that Senora and I dropped off with you, or the protractors, or anything that can help you guys visualize measurement, that would be great. And as we're going around throughout this week and throughout these weeks of measurement, be on the lookout of, measure things in your house, measure how long you might think, estimate, which means you don't have to use an exact ruler, but kind of think, well, that's about so long. And that'll really help you start getting measurement in your head. So today's lesson is all about converting measurements. So, our vocabulary today, we will talk about a lot of units, which are names like inches and feet and yards. But the big one that I want you guys to understand today is conversion, the act of changing. Because today we're going to talk a lot about changing from different units. For example, from inches to feet and from feet to yards and things along those lines. We did it a little bit in the entry task, and thank you all for giving your best effort for the entry task. And now we're going to start applying it a little more. So, for example, we've got a couple different word problems that I'm going to show you guys here so you can kind of understand how converting works. Right here it says the Salesforce Tower is 357 yards tall. How many feet is that? Also wrote it in Spanish. So right here we have a little bit of a, I'm going to use a little pointer, that actually, I love it. Right here we have an actual conversion to show you 1 yard equals 3 feet. So if we wanted to figure out 357 yards and how many feet that would be, we would have to multiply this many yards by 3 feet, because we would have this 1 yard, 357 of them, but in each one of those, there's 1, 2, 3. It's definitely can be a little bit tricky, but that's important to remember. It would be the same thing as a blue whale is 82 feet long. How many inches is that? Well, we know 1 foot is 12 inches. So we are basically saying 82 times these 12 inches. Each one of these is a 12 inches. That is converting. We're also using pounds and ounces. An African elephant weighs 5,500 pounds. How many ounces is that? Well, the same, my thing blocked it a little bit, but 1 pound is 16 ounces. So 5,500 pounds times 16. Some of this math is really it's really pressuring, that's not the right word. It's really challenging us to use the multiplication skills that we have learned earlier in the 4th grade. A week is 7 days. How many minutes is that? For some of them, we'd have to go back and think, okay, well, there are 7 days. How many hours are in a day? 24. How many minutes are in that? Okay, there's 60 in each hour. How many minutes is it, and then we multiply. All of these are multi-step. Now, I think that is the end. I'm going to show you what your assignment is going to look like. And your assignment is actually pretty straightforward if you're paying attention. Now, while you guys are here and listening with me, I want to share a couple tips, because I've had a few people say, "Oh, I can't do this. This is too small." Up here in this corner, I've got it. It's blue. You can push this button and then push zoom in. That way you can see exactly what you are doing. Now, I can't make it any closer. I've tried. It will not work. So if you're really struggling, push this button up here and that'll help you. Now, we're going to be doing a conversion chart on here. You've already got all of these right here. Kilometers. Kilometers is a unit of measurement, kind of like inches or feet or yards. Kilometers is another unit. You are going to be converting these units to turn kilometers into meters and those meters into centimeters. So right down here at the bottom, we've got this thing. You can see right here, it says the rule. The rule means how will you remember how to turn kilometers into meters? Well, you can see here it went from 1 to 1,000. The rule is multiply whatever this number is here by 1,000. So 2 times 1,000. Thank you for your patience, guys. This is always a little bit of an adventure. 1,000. And your answer here for how many meters is going to be 2,000. We are just doing some basic multiplication. Now, for centimeters, it says multiply by 100 for meters or 100,000 for kilometers. So basically, they're saying you can multiply this number by 100 meters to get centimeters, or your kilometers, you're going to times it by 100,000 to get 300,000. If you just remember the zeros, my friends, you will actually have no issues and be pretty successful. Down at the bottom of this page, you've got some specific, instead of in a box, you've got some answers here. 5 kilometers equals how many meters? You can definitely use if you filled this up. Now down here, we're going to get to some answers we haven't actually done. 13 kilometers in a meters. Well, that's not on our box, but we know the rule. Kilometers to meters times this number by 1,000. Right here, my friends. Now, your second page, it's going to take a second. Remember, if you're having a hard time understanding or seeing it, zoom it in. It says Sylvia ran 3 kilometers. Let me just see this a little bit. 3 kilometers, 290 meters in the morning. She ran some more in the evening. If she ran a total of 10 kilometers, how far did Sylvia run in the evening? So for some of your conversions, you're going to need to go back to page 1 to remind yourself and then fill out some of the information here. Now, this might get a little tricky because you're going to look and you're going to say, well, hold on, meters and kilometers? Think of the converting and the adding. Our second question says Jennifer ran 356 meters more than Tyler. Tyler ran a distance of 2 kilometers and 30 meters. How many total meters did Tyler and Jennifer run? Once again, you may need to do the whole idea of changing them and then re-adding them together. Finally, your last question says, Emmanuel ran 529 meters less than Jordan. Emmanuel ran 1 kilometer and 850 meters. How many total kilometers did Emmanuel and Jordan run? Remember, look at your first page for the conversions if you have questions. Your last page is a journal. Something I have learned about measurement is please, please, please ask questions. You text me, email me, ask them here on Seesaw. I really want us as a class to really, if it's confusing, not just write, I don't get it, and submit it. Ask me the questions. Use your other lessons. We'll figure it out together. Thank you.